What type of game is Star Citizen? It's a PvE game, it's a PvP game. What about non-combat? Ultimately, it's all three. Three types of players, one universe. Today, though, is beyond 4.0, all the way to 1.0, is that 1.0 is the full release of the game. How will it be different to a normal patch? Higher base performance and minimal bugs. Fully released and polished experience. Fully rounded gameplay loops. No more resets between patches. What about the .0? It means we're still committed to continued development, with new content and features being planned post 1.0. But those features will no longer be tier 0. We'll be committing to a higher benchmark of quality. It's a moment in time. 1.0 is more than just a number change. It's the beginning of a new phase of development of the game. Well, we will not be launching with 100 star systems. Star Citizen, by its very nature, is a sandbox MMO. So we're going to add a soft framework that connects all the professions, ships, and content together. And to do this, we're going to add a main story. This story will become the spine of the universe and help onboard players with understanding how to play the game and understand what's available to them. This story will also introduce each of our guilds and what professions we have to offer, like the United Resource Workers, which supports 2 of our main professions, mining and salvaging. They also support many other features and professions, like repair technician, crafter, and builder. Guilds are hugely important in Star Citizen. Guilds are comprised of many factions. As you work for each of these factions, you will gain guild reputation. You can then use this reputation as a currency to purchase guild-affiliated rewards, like ships, blueprints. Each guild will have a unique inventory of what they offer. Guild reputation will become a core progression of the game.
Now, Rich introduced the main story, so let's get into it. What exactly is that? It's a narrative experience. This will be a crafted story through the star systems and professions of the Star Citizen universe, taking players on an exciting adventure. It will be NPC-driven. And the main story is also designed to be sort of like a tour bus that you can complete it at your own pace. Why do you want to do this? We'll have rewards along the way as you complete missions and whatnot, but we're finally going to offer a big prize for completing the story: citizenship. Citizens are members of the population who have demonstrated a commitment to bettering the empire, and as such are given benefits that civilians just don't have. Citizens will be able to purchase land anywhere in the UEE and enjoy the security that comes with it, but civilians will have a couple of restrictions as to which systems and which planets they can buy on. 1.0 is going to include 5 star systems: Stanton, Pyro, Nick system, Castra. So that's 4. Do you guys want to know 5? Yeah. Considered by many to be the new jewel of the Empire, Terra has been a shining star against the more imperialistic tendencies of Earth, even in the darkest days of the Messer regime. But that's our starting 5. Each system and each planet will be featuring the massive level of outposts, POIs, stations, biomes, and exploration options, but we're also going to be adding location stories. Now, these will be short, NPC-driven missions sprinkled across our landing zones and cities that will exist outside of the main story, but will help provide an additional bit of lore and character to the location that they take place in. That's our main story. Let's talk more about the guilds that Rich mentioned. First, a quick recap. Guilds act as a governing body for clusters of professions and factions with a reputation and progression system that will offer rewards the more you work for them. We're going to be adding characters to represent the factions that you'll be working for that will help sell their personality. Here we have the first guild that Rich showed, the United Resource Workers. Mining valuable resources to try and salvage some valuable components, or even just acting as a technician. You'll find plenty to do with employers like Shubin Interstellar, United Wayfarers Club, and more. Next, the Interstellar Transport Guild. This will be the go-to place for everybody looking to make their fortune hauling and trading. And we're going to be adding something special for the daredevils out there, the Imperial Sports Federation. For those who dream of exploring, we have the Academy of Sciences. This is a science guild that will include factions like the Imperial Cartography Center, who will task you with a variety of missions to better understand our universe. We're going to have a new faction called High Point Wilderness Specialists, who will offer missions associated with the various fauna that we're starting to get into the game, from population control missions to harvesting specific resources for research. Now, our combat guilds were doing something a little different. See, these two are diametrically opposed to each other. Once you pledge allegiance to one, the other marks you as an enemy. On the lawful side, we have the Mercenary Guild. They represent factions like Eckhart Security, the Bounty Hunters Guild, and even some military contractors. On the flip side, we have the Council. Now, this is a shadowy group comprised of representatives from various gangs, syndicates, and outlaws who mandate criminal activity throughout the verse. You'll be able to throw in with rough and tumble gangs like the Headhunters and the Dead Saints, or work your way up to join highline criminal syndicates like the Atonis or the Drop Kings. The underworld is a dangerous place run by greed and power. So as you can see, there's going to be a universe of exciting storytelling opportunities for you to undertake in 1.0. This is what's going to make Star Citizen be the experience we set out to make. A diverse universe with a rich tapestry of stories, characters, and experiences for you to live in.